A man is never ever gonna let a woman that he loves go. Like, there's no such thing as the one that got away, really, because if there's the one that got away, the man just didn't feel enough of a drive to be with her. And if a man feels a certain level of drive to be with a woman and he actually experiences deep feelings for her and she activates and triggers his heart, there's no way that a man is gonna let this woman go. So when a man experiences a feeling with a woman that is unlike any other woman he's been with, usually the feelings that he's going to have with her are going to amount to a sense of like deep attraction and a sense of, he's going to know deep down that this is my person. He's going to feel that no matter what happens, no matter what the ego says, right? Because usually a woman that is the one for, let's say, high quality men or high value men, there's also going to be a level with that woman where she's secure, she's strong, she knows her worth, she knows her value, and she's also able to hold men accountable. Like, she's able to check men, right? And this, believe it or not, for the right man is it's really attractive, because healthy men want to be with a woman that challenges them in a good way. They want a woman that makes them better. You've all heard this saying where a man that marries a woman, he knows that this is the woman, this is his wife, because the woman makes him better, right? The woman is, he views the woman as a higher version of himself, and she draws this aspect of himself out. And so the right woman with the right man is never going to allow a man to act in ways or behave in ways that are not in alignment with his true self. And so, like, a real woman that is with a man that is embodied, right? So that's the healthy masculine, is also going to have that masculine aspect within her, meaning she's going to be very secure and very confident. And when a man is not, let's say a man is not being his true self, like, because it's not about behaviors, it's when a woman is, like, let's say in her feminine, a woman is also able to identify when a man is in his masculine. And masculine energy is not just a person's behaviors, right? It's a man's ability to be present, and it's his ability to be himself. And so when a man meets a woman that can identify in him when he's not being his true self, and when this woman can call it out and can sort of let this man know, look, like, you're not acting in ways that are akin to your true nature, even if a man's ego gets activated, let's say, and of course a man's not going to like it, right? Something within him is going to feel like this woman is different. This woman is not, there's an aspect to this woman where she's very strong, she's very secure in who she is, and she's making me better. Now, this is not the only thing that men look for, and I'm talking about quality men. So quality men are men that want to work on themselves, right? Have a certain level and degree of self-awareness, right? Self-awareness is probably the number one attractive trait in a person. Like, I really value awareness and I value self-awareness, because you have to have an idea of yourself and what you bring to the table and how you function in relationships and with other people. When someone is just not aware of themselves and like how their actions and behaviors could possibly impact another person, and they kind of put themselves in the victim role, and so, like, that's victim consciousness, it's not attractive to people that are like empowered, because empowered people will always reflect on their own behaviors and they will take accountability for their own behaviors. They won't always put everything on the other person. Now, when a man meets a woman that is able to sort of enhance his own sense of self, right? So let's say, like, the divine feminine, and the true feminine is a beacon of light. So the true feminine is not going to just spit out stuff that is fluffy to make other people like her. She's not inauthentic. The true feminine is authentic. She's light. And that is very magnifying and appealing to the right people, but especially to the divine masculine, okay? Because I want, and I never used to use these words, divine feminine, divine masculine, but like just tune into the energy, because that level of like, let's say divinity, that level is really the, it's a higher level of embodiment than just the feminine and masculine, right? Because there's different degrees of integration. So let's say like the divine feminine or the divine masculine, right? They are the embodiment of, like, let's say like Christ consciousness within, or true divinity, which is being in a state of love. Like that is truly a high embodiment of truth, right? And so the feminine that is truly in her divine nature is not concerned with other people liking her, and so spreading misinformation or, you know, just saying things to make other people like her. So that's a people pleaser. That's not the feminine. So a woman that is truly embodying her feminine is very truth oriented, and so therefore she's going to be able to call out certain truths even in the divine masculine when he's not showing up as his true best self. A man is very much attracted to this. Now, let me just preface that aside from this, because many women don't know how to be in their own truth, because many women are always seeking attention and validation from a man, right? So this is why this is so attractive to a man, because it's very, 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 very easy for men to get women, and that's just the truth. And I want you guys to think about, and this is, even if this is triggering, I want you to think about it. When a man goes on a dating app and he's good looking, he will be able to get a ton of matches. He will be able to meet women and, you know, have sex with them. Like, he'll be able to do that, right? Because a lot of women don't know their worth, haven't stepped into their own power, which is why I talk about my inner work course and why I talk about going deeper in my books. Because when you do that, you know your own self-worth, you're not going to chase men. Men are going to chase you because you know your worth. And for men, they don't want a woman that is pursuing them. They want a woman that stands firm in who she is and is a light. They want that. And so this is why this one trait with a man when he's met the one is so attractive. Now, that being said, when you initially meet a man and a man feels that a woman is the one, it's not that the woman is sitting there like checking the man. That doesn't usually happen until way into the relationship. So initially, a man is going to have these feelings with the woman that she's very light, she's very bubbly, she's happy, she's carefree. He's going to feel like she's a light, right? He's just going to feel the sense of ease when he's with her. When he's with her, he's going to feel excitement. He's going to feel a lot of attraction for her. And the attraction isn't just physical attraction. He's also going to feel a lot of like a high degree of emotional attraction to her. Why? Because again, the feminine has a deep sense of knowing of herself. This is why intimacy, if you don't know how to have intimacy within yourself, you're not going to have intimacy with a partner. Intimacy starts within us. It starts within knowing ourselves, loving ourselves, like healing from the past, being aware of our own self, and then bringing that into a relationship, right? Projection is not knowing oneself and being triggered by certain things and reacting, and then expecting the other person to sort of take that reaction. That's not intimacy. When we're intimate with ourselves, we have a certain degree of awareness of our shortcomings, of our flaws, let's say, because no one is perfect, and we're working on it. We're not expecting our partner to make us feel secure. That's an inside job. So when a man ends up meeting this woman that makes him feel just good, right? And good meaning before he moves into engagement, she's going to not have a lot of demands. So demands are different from standards, okay? Standards are a certain way that we treat ourselves and therefore expect to be treated back, right? Standards are respect and dignity and love, and to be treated a certain way akin to who you are as a woman. That is not like demands. Demands are, I expect him to do this for me and to do this for me and to buy me a lot of things and to call me all the time and to do this. the more demands you have as a woman, the more insecure you are. Because when you just show up as you are, and you have certain standards, which again come from your own inner worth, you're going to get the treatment you desire anyway, right? Like in one of my videos, I talked about like offering to pay on a first date, right? And so many women got triggered by that. Now, I have never paid for a first date ever, or even went half on a first date. I don't have expectations or demands for men to pay for a first date, but I'm a kind person. I don't have a demand of, I put my face on, I got ready, and so you better just like pay for a date for me. Like, that's a demand, right? A standard is, I'm the type of woman that men want to take out and men want to pay for. You see the difference? Like, it's not a demand. It's just who I am inspires men to do that. I don't have demands, right? So because I don't have demands, men want to do things for me, right? And it comes freely from their own sense of who they are. Men want to do. And when a man is with this woman where there's no demands, she's easygoing, she's attractive, she feels like a light, her energy is open, she's not triggered all the time, she's not jealous, she's not insecure, she gives him a feeling of peace, she gives him a feeling of excitement, she gives him a feeling of I have to work for something. So again, this is where standards come in, that you don't have to be easy to get, right? And if you want deeper understanding of everything, please get my books, because I explain like how this would look in my books. But you don't have to have it's just in who you are that you become a challenge to men, because a man knows that you are a woman that any man would want to be with, right? And so a man naturally wants to do more for you, right? And because he knows that if he doesn't do it, then someone else will, and he doesn't want that. And so when a man meets this type of woman and, you know, she's his piece, right? He's not going to want to let this woman go. He's not going to let this woman go, right? And even if there's challenges into, let's say, a relationship, or let's say into engagement before marriage, which is normal, like, it's normal to have challenges. It's normal to have separation. In fact, all of that is good, because the more time a man has away from a woman, the more he's going to think, oh my God, I miss this woman. And he's going to evaluate if it's worth it to lose her. So it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing, right? The more insecure we are, the more we're going to want to close a gap in for a man. The more secure you are, the more you're going to understand that a man is strong. Men are strong. So I have a belief within myself that the masculine energy is strong. The masculine energy knows what he has to do to overcome any sort of challenges. The man or masculine energy wants to do for the woman, and the man is going to fix it. I have this ingrained in me, which will enable me to never close the gap in for a man, because I know that when a man sees me as the one, he's never going to allow there to be an opportunity to let me go, despite what's going on in our relationship. Like it is just a firm belief within me, right? And when you make a man feel very, very good, and you challenge a man, you are secure, you know your worth, you don't close the gap in for a man, you give men a feeling of wondering about you, thinking about you, obsessing over you, because I'm telling you, the right man will do this. The right man, when he's not with you, is going to be thinking about you nonstop. He's going to be wanting to be with you nonstop. He's going to be missing you. He's going to want to be with you, right? Even if you don't see it, that's how he's going to be feeling, okay? If a man is not feeling these things and instead he's feeling relief, then he's not going to close the gap in. But a man, when he knows that a woman is the one, he's never going to let her go, because it's very rare for a man to feel certain feelings with a woman. And he knows that if I let this woman go, the likelihood of a woman like that coming back into the picture is very, very rare. So a few things I want you guys to keep in mind is that if a man doesn't close the gap in, if a man is, let's say a man breaks up with you, right? It's different if the woman, usually in the type of relationship I'm talking about, it's not a man that's going to leave the woman. It's going to be the woman that leaves, because let's say she's seen the man not step into who he really is, and it's impacting the relationship. High value women rarely get left. It's usually the other way around. So if in your situation, you're the one that's being left and the man is leaving, what I want you to think about, again, everything is self-awareness, is how did I make him feel, right? What was I doing in the dynamic that was making him not feel good? So even if a woman is challenging a man, that's not going to make a man feel bad, because innately the heart wants that, right? Ego doesn't want that. Ego wants everything to be handed on a silver platter. Ego wants quick fixes. Ego in a man wants a woman to make the first move, to close the gap in. That's ego, right? But a man will get bored of that. A man's heart doesn't want that. A man's heart wants to be the one to see the woman stay in her worth, stay in her self-worth, stay in her light, stay in her power, and he wants to be able to be the one to fix things, okay? If a man is the one that is leaving you, what's generally happening in the dynamic is you're being very reactive with him a lot. You have a lot of demands and you don't feel good. So you're not in your power. You're not in your feminine energy. You're trying to exert control and power over him, and that's not going to feel good to him, right? And if that is what's happening and he's sort of separated from you and you don't see that he's making any moves to come toward you, in fact, he's pulling away from you, right? Because I've had a few women say to me that, they ended the relationship and now the guy is like on social media and like he's pursuing other women, or he's changing his picture or dating other people. So I just want you guys to know that a man that really loves a woman is not going to do that. He's going to be stressed out. He's not going to do that, right? If I saw that a man was doing that and I know that I showed up good in a relationship, to me it would be done, like fully, right? If a man is doing that, the reason he's doing that is because in the dynamic, he wasn't feeling good, right? In the dynamic, he felt that you were heard. You were not easy to please. You were hard to please. And you would probably often got mad at him and you were often very reactive, but then you would also chase him. So it didn't feel good, right? And that's the reason that he's not kind of moving back towards you. I've worked with many women where we are restoring this dynamic. And so if you need help with this and you have any specific questions, you can definitely send me an email question or you can book a call with me. Definitely read the books, because the books are going to give you a deeper awareness to everything I'm talking about, and partake in your own inner work with the inner work course. Okay, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you on the next one. Bye.